Good morning, students. I'm Sangamitra Pratape from Atomic Energy Central School number 4, Mumbai. Coming to the lab sessions, today we are going to study the pedigree charts. Study of pedigree charts of genetic traits. First of all, we should know what a pedigree is. A record of inheritance of certain genetic traits for two or more generations presented in the form of a diagram or family tree is called pedigree. The symbols which are used in the pedigree are: this is a square which represents a male, the circle represents the female, the rhombus represents the sex unspecified. These are the hollow symbols. If the symbols are solid, like this, a solid square, a solid circle, and a solid rhombus, it indicates the affected individuals. A square and a circle with a single line, it shows the marriage between the two organisms or the mating. If there are two lines drawn between the circle and the square, it represents the marriage between the relatives or consanguineous marriage. The square and the circle with a line shows the marriage, and when it is showing a vertical line joined with the two horizontal lines, the two symbols, circle and the square, it represents the offspring born to this couple. The symbol, the married couple and their offspring, which is shown with a solid square, it shows the offspring is affected with some disease. The rhombus, written with a 5, indicates the 5 unaffected offsprings. Here we have the female symbol, that is a circle, either with a dot, either with a cross, or partially filled. It shows the carrier female. The square and circle with a line cross, it shows the deceased organism. A solid small circle with a vertical line at the top shows the still death. The two circles with joined vertical lines, or a circle and a square with joined vertical lines, shows the twins. The Roman numerals indicates the generations, and the Arabic numerals indicates the individuals with a generation. We have seen the symbols which are used in the pedigree. Now, why do we need this pedigree? There are certain diseases which run in the family, and to keep their records, it becomes very easy for us to use the symbols, and keeping record of a particular family becomes easy. Now we will come to the pedigree analysis. Now what is pedigree analysis? Pedigree analysis is the study of pedigree for the transmission of particular trait and finding the possibility of absence or presence of that trait in homozygous or heterozygous state in a particular individual. It is useful for genetic counselors to advise intending couples about the possibility of having children with genetic defects like hemophilia, color blindness, thalassemia, sickle cell anemia, etc. Today, students, we will be studying about few conditions which are present in the human beings. The first one is the rolling tongue. The second one is the widow's peak, and third is the blood groups. Now here we can see the rolling tongue which is seen case of a female. Now, what is this rolling tongue actually? Now, you can do it for yourselves also. The tongue can be rolled from the sides towards the center of your tongue. Okay, you can see in this picture how this lady has rolled the tongue. So, this is the way you can roll the tongue if you are having the dominant gene for this particular trait. And if you're not able to roll the tongue, you can simply show your tongue like this. So this is the way the people, those who cannot roll the tongue. Now how is it possible for the people who can roll the tongue? Now the people, those who are not able to roll the tongue, it is because of an autosomal recessive allele which is shown here with a small letter R. But here we can show with R, but actually we can show it with a small a also, small letter A. So if a person is having homozygous dominant condition, that is shown by two capital R, here one R and one more R because we are all diploid, then the people are able to roll their tongue. And even if the person is having the heterozygous condition of capital R and small r, then also the person is able to roll the tongue. So the condition for rolling of tongue is either the homozygous dominant trait or either the heterozygous dominant trait. But for the non-rollers, it should always be in the recessive form. Now here we can see the symbols. Now this is a hollow symbol circle. This is showing that the female is not able to roll the tongue. The solid symbol for the female, it is showing that the female is able to roll the tongue. The next is the male. The square symbol, which is hollow, the male is not able to roll the tongue. And the last one, the solid symbol of square for the male, it shows that the male can roll the tongue. So this experiment you can do with yourselves and your family members also, and then you can get to know whether you are having the trait for rolling tongue or not. So this is actually a dominant trait which is present on the autosomal chromosome. The next trait that we are going to study is about the widow's peak. Now, what is widow's peak, children? Now, look at the forehead. You can see here that the lady is having a V-shaped forehead. The hairline is V-shaped. So, this is called as widow's peak. And in the second picture, you can see that the forehead is having a straight hairline. So, that is the widow's peak is not present in this. Now, why this widow's peak is there? It is because of the dominant, it is a dominant trait because of the dominant allele. Now, here we have the dominant allele which can be shown in the form of capital A, but here we are taking capital W. So we can take capital W, any alphabet which is capital. So here we have taken the capital W. So that is indicating the trait which is in the dominant form, and the small w is indicating that the trait is in recessive form. So here we can see, like if this particular chart is there, that if you observe, we can see that a solid square that indicates the male, he is having the heterozygous condition for this particular trait. So the male is having the particular trait present in him. The female which is married to him is shown with a hollow circle. That indicates that the female doesn't have a widow's peak, but she is having a straight line forehead. The next case is where a male is having the straight hairline forehead and the female is having a solid circle. So that indicates that the female is having the widow's peak, but it is in the heterozygous condition. So this trait is again a dominant which will be present either in the homozygous dominant condition, or it can be present in the heterozygous dominant condition. So you can check for yourself also. You can put your hairs behind your forehead and you can see whether you're having a widow's peak or you don't have a widow's peak, you have a straight line. So those who are having a widow's peak, they are all dominant traits, which is again a autosomal dominant trait. And those who don't have the widow's peak, they have a straight line forehead. Now we have seen the two traits which are actually the autosomal dominant traits shown in two capital letter A, the homozygous two capital A, or the heterozygous one capital and one small a. This is indicating the autosomal dominant trait which was seen in the rolling tongue and as well as in the widow's peak. Now we will be seeing that whether the trait is sex-linked, recessive. So what will be the condition? There are two diseases. One is hemophilia and the color blindness. The hemophilia is a sex-linked disorder in which we can see it is a recessive sex-linked gene which is represented by H on the X chromosome. As we know that the female has two X chromosomes, and if she has this H present on the X chromosome, then the female will be having hemophilia. The female which is having one X normal chromosome and the other X with the H then she becomes a carrier. For a male, as we know that the males, they have only one X chromosome. So if it is present on the X chromosome, then all the males which are carrying this, they will be all hemophilic. So same is the condition for color blindness also, which is a sex-linked recessive disorder. Now we are going to study some of the pedigree charts. For this, what do we need? The requirement is the prepared pedigree charts of the genetic traits. So the procedure goes like this. We have to observe each and every pedigree chart which is given to us, and we have to comment on that pedigree chart. Now the first problem which is given, it is the inability to roll the tongue. Here we can see that the pedigree chart which is given here, which is having a circle that shows the female who is having the ability to roll the tongue, and the male married to her is not able to roll the tongue. So it is shown with a solid square. So here we are studying about the inability to roll the tongue. Now, the children which are born to this couple, it is the first daughter who is not able to roll the tongue. The second is a son who is able to roll the tongue. The third is again a daughter who is able to roll the tongue. And fourth is a son who is also able to roll the tongue. So here, in this case, two daughters which are born to the couple, one of them is not able to roll the tongue and one is able to roll the tongue. And two sons which are born to the couple, both of them are able to roll the tongue. Here we can see that the two daughters, they are married, and the daughter who is not able to roll the tongue is married to a male who can roll the tongue. And the second daughter who is married to a male, both of them, they are able to roll the tongue. So the couple shows the first generation here. Their children, the offspring, shows the second generation here. Now the daughters who are married to the rolling tongue males, and the children or the offspring which are born to them shows the third generation here. Now here what we can see is the son who is born to the first daughter. He is able to roll the tongue, but the daughter is not able to roll the tongue. And the second daughter gives birth to three daughters. All the three daughters, they are able to roll the tongue. So this is the condition here. Now let us see the problem which is given here, which is shown in the alphabets here, whether they are able to roll the tongue or not able to roll the tongue. So what is shown here in the symbols? Now it is shown here in the form of alphabets. So the problem is also given here, as well as the solution is also given here. So this is the way you can analyze if some pedigree chart is allotted to you. So how you are going to write the comment for each pedigree chart. So this is about the rolling of tongue. Second pedigree chart, here we have, this is for the widow's peak. Now here we can see the widow's peak, the shaded symbols belong to dominant or the recessive trait, and the genotype of the whole pedigree is shown here. Now what we can see here is the first generation, where the female is there, it is shown in hollow, and the male married to her is shown in a solid or a shaded symbol. Then the offsprings which are born to them here. The first one is a daughter with a solid or a shaded circle. The second is a son with a faint shade. The third is a daughter, shaded circle. And the fourth is a son with a faint lines, you can see. This shows the second generation. Now, the third generation, that is the children born to them. The first daughter gives birth to a son and a daughter. The daughter receives the trait. The second daughter, who is also married, she gives birth to three daughters, out of which only one daughter is having that particular trait. So, the shaded symbol appears in all the offsprings which are born to the couple, that is the first generation. So what is seen here, that the father is homozygous dominant and the mother is homozygous recessive. So father is homozygous dominant, so he can be shown with 2 capital A, and the mother is recessive, so she can be shown with 2 small a. Now the children which are born to them, the first daughter, she is heterozygous for the trait. The son is also heterozygous for the trait. The second daughter is also heterozygous for the trait. And the fourth son, he is also heterozygous for the trait. So, when the first daughter marries a male with a recessive trait, then the children which are born to them, one son who is also carrying the recessive trait, and the daughter is carrying the heterozygous trait here. The second daughter, who gives birth to three daughters, out of which the first daughter born to them is having a recessive trait, the second daughter is having a heterozygous trait, and the third daughter is again having a recessive trait. So, this is the analysis of the pedigree chart that is provided to us for the widow's peak. Coming to the last pedigree chart, that is the color blindness. Now, as I have already explained to you, that color blindness is a sex-linked recessive disorder. Now, below is the pedigree chart, which is showing the inheritance of color blindness in one family. We have to study this and answer the questions which are given here. So please study it carefully. We can see the first generation, which are showing the hollow symbols for the male as well as the female. The next is the children which are born to this couple, that shows the second generation. And here there is first offspring, which is a daughter with a hollow symbol. Second one is a son with a solid or the shaded symbol. The third one is again a son with a hollow symbol. The fourth is daughter with hollow symbol. And fifth is also a daughter with hollow symbol. And what we can see here, that the first daughter is married to a male and he is also having a hollow symbol. And the second daughter is also married to a male, which is represented again by a hollow symbol. The children which are born to the first daughter, both are males and with the hollow symbols. And the last daughter, the third daughter, which is married to a male, she gives birth to three children, out of which two are daughters with hollow symbols and a son with a shaded symbol. So, what will be the analysis for all of these? Now, when we study about this, when we analyze the chart, we can see that the second generation, the son which is born, the first son, he is shown with a shaded symbol. So this shows that the person is suffering from color blindness. So it becomes clear that the mother of this son is actually a carrier for color blindness. Now the first question goes for this. Give all the possible genotypes of the members 4, 5 and 6 in the pedigree chart. The second question goes like this. A blood test shows that the individual 14 is a carrier of color blindness. The member number 15 has recently married the member number 14. What is the possibility that their first child will be a hemophilic child? Now the solution for this is, as we know that the allele for the color blindness is present on the X chromosome, so we can write it as capital X and small c. While the chromosome Y, it does not carry this particular trait. A male has only one X chromosome, so which he receives from the mother. So he is colorblind if the mother is a carrier. And the female becomes colorblind if both the mother is carrier and the father is colorblind. So in the above case, we can say that the mother is a carrier and the father is normal. So this is the cross that is shown here between the couple where the mother is carrier and the father is normal. The gametes which are formed for the mother, it will be 50% carrying the particular gene for color blindness and 50% gametes which are not carrying the gene for color blindness. Whereas in the case of man, because he is normal, 50% carrying X normal chromosome and Y normal chromosome, as it doesn't contain the gene. Now, when the cross is done between the two parents, the gamete, if it is carrying the gene for the color blindness, fuses with the normal X chromosome, then the female daughter is born, which is a carrier. When this carrier gamete fuses with the Y gamete of the male, then the son is born, which is colorblind. The next is the normal X chromosome of the female. When fuses with the normal X gamete, then the daughter is born who is normal, and the son, when the fusion of X carrying gamete with the Y carrying gamete, which is normal, so the son is also normal. So the possibility of the first child to be colorblind will be 1/4, which is only 25%. So, students, this way we can study any pedigree chart if we are knowing that what particular symbol stands for what particular trait, and the representation of the shaded and the hollow symbols can make our work easier. So, just remember what the symbols are and what is a hollow symbol and a shaded symbol stands for, then you can easily work out on any pedigree chart. And this way, you can also prepare pedigree chart for your family also. You can take your parents' generation to be the second generation and their parents as the first generation. And then you can work on this. So, this is how we can analyze the pedigree charts. Thank you for today.